Hey, what's up, good people? Shelby here. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, then thank you so much for coming to visit and hang out with me. And if you are an existing subscriber, then thank you so much for coming and coming back again and bringing friends and, hopefully hitting the follow and the like button. So, you're winning on all sides. You followed all the instructions. Today, I'm going to go in with another one of those, you know, easy, quick, you already have in your collection kind of a looks. If you would like to see the looks that I have in mind and probably the palettes or the type of palettes that you already have that you can do this with, then stay tuned. And if you just want to hang out with me, then stay tuned. And let's hop into the video. Okay, so welcome back all the way in. Okay, so here's what we're doing today. This is the look right here, and what I'm aiming for you all is to be able to take almost any palette that you have that has at least 3 complementary shades. I was thinking I was going to go for something that was more monotone, but these are very complementary colors. They're all in the black, gold, and orange range. You could do this with a gray, green, and like goldy green kind of color. I used the Safari Raine palette, which is Amaze Balls. Black owned, small business, gotta love her. I used the gold, the orange, and then matriarch up here. You could also do this with the greens in the palette or the silvery blacks in the palette. You could totally do that. You could also grab your Juvia's Place Afrique palette and do the same thing. You can do that with the purples in this palette, and then using some of the blues or the browns as your base. Also do it with Makeup Shayla's palette. Now her palette is beautifully curated and it has a mirror, but you could easily do this with the red and the silver and then the black. You could do it with the tan and the yellow, tan, yellow, white. You could do it with a number of palettes. All you have to do is find complementary colors and then just place them appropriately, right? So we're gonna go with metallic on the lid, deepest color in the corner, matte in the crease, and then bronzer right below the brow bone. And that's gonna be it. So let's go ahead and go in with the Colored Raine Safari Raine palette. I believe this is still available on her site, but if it's not, you're honestly going to be able to find something dope. Like, she's got amazing products. We're not even going to talk about how dope the lipsticks and the lashes are. Like, sis is hitting. Anyways, so I'm going to start by priming my eye with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. You can use a shadow primer like this. You can also use a concealer. I know a number of people do that. Jackie does it. Shayla does it. I don't think Nikki does it very often. I think Kristen Dominique does. The important thing, as I pat this in with a concealer brush, is that it won't crease. Okay, and that it gives you a nice blank space to do your eyes on. Now, don't be afraid of how bright the shadow primer may appear. It's bright like that because you want all the shadows to show up true to color. And then of course I have on my light, so it's looking even brighter than it is. But the most important thing is that you blend it in well and that it dries down and that it's even all over, which is why you won't see me doing the swiping thing. You'll see me pat. I'm going to explain this to you, not necessarily in the order that maybe everyone does it, but definitely in the order that I think is the simplest and most beginner friendly. It also shouldn't require too much blending because they're complementary colors, but two, they're also just really good shadows. So I would recommend shadows that are pigmented and not super chalky because one, they fall all over your face, but two, they take a whole lot more work to blend because they are just not, they're not adhering to the lid space. Well, that's the best way I can describe it. Anyways. Let's start with the finger and the color Toucan. Yeah. All right. So pick a finger, any finger. Press this all over the inner 2/3 of my eye. See? And I'm staying below my crease because I don't want the color to travel too far up. Then I'm going to go in with my first brush of the day, which is a flat. It's actually a lip brush, but any small flat brush will do. And I'm just going to add more product. Carrying that into my inner corner. So that's as far as we're going to carry it for right now. Our next step is to use a pointed shader brush, I guess you would call it, and dip into Matriarch, the deepest color. And I'm going to put that on the outer part of my lid. Now what's important about this is, again, I'm going to use the corner of my eye as a guide and imagine myself kind of stamping in a line that goes straight from the corner of my eye and no lower, okay? So it's going to go from the corner here and in towards where the gold is, and then kind of blend in together with the gold. Take some Matriarch, not too much, because you put too much on the brush that you can't take it back, okay? All right, so I'm going to just mark my space and kind of figure out where my crease is, which is where your eyeball starts to curve. It's like usually right there, a little dent. And I'm going to work down from that and in from the corner and just pat this color in. If you get a little bit in the crease, that's okay, because we are going to blend it up a little bit, but for now, just put it out here. You're going to notice I'm doing patting, no swirling yet, because swirling spreads the product, especially if there's a lot of product on the brush. I just want it to be a nice, deep, dark gray out here, and I'm pushing it toward the gold, the end, the fluffy end of any shading brush, and just kind of go back and forth from the black side to the gold side and the black side to the gold side, and help those two colors do their little blendy dance. Next thing we're going to do is going to hop in with our other pointed brush, and we are going to hop into clay, which is the lightest matte in our palette, whatever that color is for you. It should be something that's easy to transition to and that is not so bright that if you follow it with your contour or your bronzing color, with the bronzing that you usually use on your face, that it's not going to be too striking and it just looks weird. So again, we start lightly and then we build up. So I'm going to take some and, oh, is that the right side? No, this side. And I'm going to go into my crease and just pat this in. And keep going, still paying attention to this line, this angle from the corner of my eye here. I'm actually going to put my brush right at that point and bring it toward the middle. And go in with your blender brush and no new product and just start swirling and give yourself some windshield wiper motions right on the edge. It's okay if the product travels a little bit. It should be something that is close to your skin tone, and we're going to add a little bit of bronzer up there at the top just to help it all marry. Now you may notice that some of the black in our corner is gone, so we're going to add a little more of that back, and we're going to also go past this outer point and mix it with the orange. And in my experience, the best thing to do is to start at how far out you want it to go and then bring it in. So if I want it to go out that far, I'm going to bring it in. Start here, bring it in, get some more product, start here just a little bit and bring it in. Okay, and then we're going to go in with the same brush that we used for clay, and I'm going to grab it a little bit of color from my bronzer. This is the Becca Ipanema Sun, but any nice skin tone kind of powder is going to work. I'm just going to sweep it back and forth between the inner part of my eye and that outer point, just to make sure that everything blends well and I don't have any harsh lines. Okay, so that's where we are. That's how we want to be. Okay, so now we are going to line our waterline with whiskey. This is just a brown liner. You can use any brown liner that has the color payout that you want. Then using the other end of the Urban Decay and using the dense side of the Anastasia Beverly Hills, go back into clay and let's dab this into your lash line. If you can feather, if you're comfortable when you get to this outer corner, just feather it up a little bit so that it joins with the upper outer wing situation. Now it's time to line, okay? So going in with the Fenty Flyliner, you could also go in with the CoverGirl liquid liner. I'm going to take this brush that has a little bit of Matriarch still on it. I'm not going to add any more. I'm just going to kind of go over the the black and also down onto the liner. Not really covering it up, just kind of blurring that harsh line out there. Again, out and back in, and back and forth, just to balance out both sides. One more thing for the eyes, and then we'll be done, all right? Gonna go in with this lip brush, and I'm going to add the gold from this side over here in my inner corner. So I'm pretty much just going to pat this in from the inner corner and go toward the lash line on the bottom. So I think that's it for the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a lip real quick, and then that's going to be it for the look. If you'd like to know what foundation I'm wearing, I'll have the comments down below. I'm doing a wear test on a foundation, one of a few of the newest things that are running around. So you should hop into that series and hear my thoughts on some new goodies. For my lip, I'm actually going to hop in with a gel liner from Appeal, I want to say. I think the color is Desert Taupe. And I'm going to use ColourPop's Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Sleepy Eyes as my lip combo today, or whatever. Okay, so this is a crooked shirt. Wait, it's not actually crooked. Wait, is it that side? Just that side? Okay. All right, so this is... I don't know why y'all hang out with me. This is my finished look, and I like this eye look. I feel like it's accessible. It's not too complicated, but it is a little bit of a challenge. But it's quick. Like, I clocked myself. Doing the whole eye literally took 8 minutes. So you could do both eyes maybe in 10. Put on your foundation, do your little mascara, and you're good to go. And it looks like you put in a whole lot more effort than you did. Now, who doesn't love like that? Like, I like looking like I did like a whole lot of hard work, but it really wasn't that hard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial slash shortcut slash beginner how to with, you know, with style. Go down to the bottom. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what else you'd like to see. Tell me if you're enjoying this series. This is probably the second or third one in this particular, you know, shindig. And I'm enjoying it. So let me know if you guys are enjoying it. If you're not, also let me know. So I'm not out here DJing for myself. You know, nobody wants to do that. You know, when the DJ is the only one dancing. You've been there. You've seen those events. It's not pretty. It's not. Anyways. No shade. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Ciao for now.